Namaste, sacred brothers and sacred sisters. Today I want to gift you with a repatterning around the energy of money and spirituality. Lots of people I find have this belief that they can't be spiritual and also be prosperous. And most of us have this as an unconscious belief. So I highly recommend that you follow along with this repatterning. And I actually noticed it recently myself, which is what inspired me to offer this. I noticed some judgment coming up around people who were prosperous. So I repatterned it for myself, and now I'm gifting that to you here. So make sure you have water, that you're hydrated. So you might want to have a drink right now. In order to build new neural pathways in your brain, you need water, so hydration, and you need to breathe in through your nose and exhale out your mouth, and you might want protein after. Belief repatterning was founded by my amazing teacher, coach, mentor, and now friend, Suze Casey. So today we are repatterning around the energy of money and spirituality. This is a quote that I just recently found. The best thing money can buy is financial freedom. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. So today we are repatterning around this belief that it's poor to be noble. You can't have money and be spiritual. And like I said, a lot of times this is a more unconscious belief. You might not even be aware that you have this belief. I was surprised recently to find it was still there. So we are repatterning and moving towards money is energy. And spiritual and prosperous can go together. Money and spirituality into union, bringing those two into union. So we're going to start with forgiveness. I encourage you to say the statement out loud along with me, read along with me, and then take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale out through the mouth. I forgive myself for believing that I need to hang on to that old belief that I can't have money and be spiritual. I forgive myself for believing that being poor is somehow more spiritual and noble. This is a lie we've been told for a long time. So breathe in through your nose. I forgive myself for believing that if I have more money, that I won't be spiritual or I can't be spiritual. When I don't have enough money, I suffer. I don't like being poor. I've had enough of being poor and believing that makes me more spiritual to be poor. Money is energy, and money is whatever energy you bring to it. So what kind of energy do you want to bring to money? Gratitude we're going to sprinkle in right now. So I am so grateful for that old belief around having to be poor to be spiritual, because it's allowing me to expand and seeing money as energy, and having more money is allowing me to be more spiritual. The more money I have, the more spiritual I can be. The more money I have, the more causes I can support. The more generous I can be. I can't give what I don't have. Permission is the next step in belief repatterning. I give myself permission to bring the energy of money into union with my spirituality. I give myself permission to be spiritual and have more money and be prosperous. The next step is choice. I can choose to believe that having more money and being spiritual don't go together, or I can choose to increase being spiritual and having more money, being prosperous. I can't do both. So, money and spiritual not together, or spiritual and having more money and being prosperous. Which one do you want to choose? I choose to bring the energy of money into union with my spirituality. I choose to expand in being spiritual and prosperous together. I like this way better. This is way more fun. So freedom is when we try it on, we practice it. You're not going to try climb the highest mountain or run a marathon. You're just going to go around the block. So pick something you're going to do anyway, but when you do it, you can do it. Maybe you're going to buy something or pay a bill, or just feel money and feel spiritual with it. So I am free to bring the energy of money into union with my spirituality today So for myself, I plan on buying a book by Sherry Winston around spirituality, actually, and sexuality. And I need money to buy that book. So I am going to bring the energy of money. So when I purchase the book, I'm going to do it with a sense of gratitude that I have the money to buy the book. Another thing that I intend to do is I am free to bring the energy of money into union with my spirituality when I give $5 I don't have a $5 bill, I have a 10 right now. I could give him 10 and give a tip to one of the vendors who sells, I think it's called The Voice of the Homeless magazine in Edmonton. And I can celebrate that I have the money to spare and to share and to give. So you can replace that with your own. And, it can be something really simple. So it could even be like with a loonie or a toonie or paying a bill. Affirmation. I remember what it feels like to be spiritual and prosperous. Money and spirituality together. It happened when I was able to take Bruce, who was homeless, out for supper. When he approached me in the Safeway parking lot this last winter, saying he was hungry and wouldn't be able to make it to Hope Mission for supper on time. And it felt generous and kind that I was able to do that. That's actually one of my practices, is if somebody who's homeless or they're on the street and they ask for money, and in this case, he actually did ask for money for food, I offer them that I will actually take them for supper if I have time, or take them for a meal. And I've done that several times, and it just feels so awesome to be able to do that. So my practice is to gift them a meal. And when I gifted Bruce a meal, I will tell you, it felt so amazing. I asked him, like, how did you come to be homeless? It increased my compassion. This man, his son had just died the year before, and he was in grief, and he was having, experiencing some depression, and lost his job, and was just really having a hard time. So, that's a practice that I do, and I encourage you, if you're able to be generous, the next time somebody asks you for money, offer them to buy them a meal, offer them to take them out, and give them some contact and compassion. And this man, when I went to touch him and shake his hand, at first he pulled his hand away and said that his hands were too gross to touch. And I touched his hands anyway, and it just made me cry. And I was able to be generous, not only with money, but with my energy and my time and with touch. Surrender is the next step. I am expanding and noticing, feeling, seeing, sensing, whichever word you want to use, money as energy, and moving toward being spiritual and prosperous together. This feels wonderful. Prosperous is who I am becoming. I love being more prosperous and spiritual. So I invite you to go forth today and for the rest of your life, feeling how much more spiritual you can be when you have money, and how much more generous you can be and charitable. Namaste, my friends. And I would love to know if this serves you in some way. Send me a Facebook message, send me an email, and please share it with any other people that you know would benefit from connecting spirituality and money together. I love you. Blessings.